Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share something simple, not complicated, not academic, just 3 rules. 3 rules that, if you truly understand and practice, can take you from nowhere to somewhere. From being laughed at to being clapped for. Believe in your vision, even when others don't. Every great journey begins with a vision. Not everyone will understand it, and not everyone is supposed to. That's the point. If your dream is easy for others to grasp, it's probably too small. Real visionaries see things others can't yet imagine. They hear the music before the orchestra plays. They feel the future before it arrives. When you start something new, a business, a project, a movement, people will question you. They'll doubt your ability, your idea, your plan. You might even doubt yourself. That's normal. But success doesn't begin with acceptance from others. It begins with belief in yourself and your purpose. That belief becomes your fuel when the road gets tough. In the beginning, there will be no spotlight, no applause, no cheerleaders. In fact, it's likely you'll be met with criticism, laughter, or even silence. Friends may walk away, family may not understand, investors may say no. Society may call you crazy. But none of that matters as much as how deeply you believe in your own vision, because belief is what keeps you moving forward when the world says stop. Believing in your vision doesn't mean being blind to reality. It means seeing beyond it. It's the ability to recognize that where you are now is not where you're going to stay. Your current situation may be full of limitations, but your vision sees the opportunity behind those limits. It sees growth where others see risk. It sees solutions where others see problems, and most importantly, it sees a future worth building. Many successful people were not supported in the beginning. Some of them failed school. Some were rejected dozens of times. Some had no money, no connections, and no experience, but they had something more powerful: belief, that inner voice that says, "I will find a way," that stubborn spirit that refuses to give up. That fire in the heart that keeps burning even when the winds of rejection blow hard. Belief gives you resilience. It gives you the courage to stand alone. It gives you the strength to wake up after a defeat and try again. Without belief, 1 no can destroy you. With belief, 100 no's are just part of the process. You stop seeing rejection as failure and start seeing it as redirection. You don't need the whole world to agree with you. You just need to trust the process, 1 step at a time, 1 small win at a time. Believe in your vision, work hard, learn fast, and grow consistently. Eventually, the same people who didn't believe in you will ask how you did it. They will say you were lucky, but you will know it wasn't luck. It was belief in action. There is one more thing to remember. Believing in your vision also means being responsible for it. It's not enough to dream. You must commit. You must study, work, adapt, and endure. A vision is only as strong as the actions behind it, and the actions are only as strong as your daily discipline. Believe, but don't wait. Start moving. Start building, start failing, start learning. Belief without effort is just a wish, so don't let doubt stop you. Don't let opinions shrink your dream. Don't let temporary pain rob you of long-term progress. Your vision may not make sense to others now, and that's okay. It's not their vision, it's yours. You were not born to be understood by everyone. You were born to do something meaningful, something that makes people stop and say, "Wow, I never thought that was possible." But to get there, you must believe, especially when no one else does. Because the world changes not when everyone agrees, but when one person dares to believe enough to lead. Failure is a teacher, not a stop sign. Failure is not the end. It is the beginning of understanding. It is the mirror that reflects your weaknesses, your blind spots, and your hidden strength. The problem is, most people treat failure as a final judgment instead of treating it as a part of the learning process. When you fail, it doesn't mean you are not capable. It simply means something didn't work, that's all. The danger is not in failing. The danger is in allowing failure to define who you are. Some people fall once and never try again. Others fall 10 times and rise the 11th. The difference is not intelligence, it's mindset. Every successful person has a history of failure. You name them entrepreneurs, leaders, innovators, they've all tasted rejection, disappointment, and defeat. The reason they're successful is not because they avoided failure, but because they learned how to walk through it. They treated every loss as a lesson. When you're building something new, mistakes are normal. Missteps will happen. You might lose money, miss opportunities, or make the wrong decision. But if you're willing to pay attention, every mistake will teach you something important. Maybe you'll learn about timing. Maybe you'll learn about people. Maybe you'll learn about yourself. The key is to stay humble enough to listen and strong enough to keep going. People who succeed don't cry over broken pieces forever. They ask, what did I do wrong? What can I do better next time? And most importantly, what can I learn right now? This mindset turns failure into growth. It turns pain into progress. There will always be people who quit when things get tough. Don't be one of them. When others walk away, you walk deeper. When others panic, you pause and observe. When others give up, you gear up. Success doesn't belong to the strongest. It belongs to the most committed, the ones who stay in the game long enough to learn how to win. Failure also teaches you humility. When you fail, you realize you're not perfect. You stop blaming the world. You stop pretending to know everything. This humility opens the door to new ideas, new strategies, and new partnerships. It breaks your ego and replaces it with clarity. It's okay to be disappointed when you fail. It's okay to cry, to feel frustrated, to question everything, but don't stay in that place too long. Don't make your pain your home. Feel it, then rise from it. Don't just go through failure, grow through failure. In fact, failure builds character. It develops patience, discipline, and emotional strength. These are things no school can teach you. They can only be earned through the experience of losing, getting back up, and trying again with more wisdom than before. And here's the truth. Sometimes failure is not a punishment. It's a redirection. It's life telling you this is not your path, or you're not ready yet, or you need to grow before you go further. So instead of saying, why me? Try asking, what is this teaching me? That question will change your perspective, and your perspective will change your life. When you remove fear from failure, you unlock potential. You try more, you risk more. You stretch yourself beyond your limits. And in that process, you become stronger, smarter, and more capable than you were yesterday. So the next time you fail, remember this, you're not alone. Everyone fails. What matters is how you respond. Will you quit, or will you reflect? Will you make excuses, or will you take responsibility? Will you run away, or will you rise again? Success is not a straight line. It's full of detours, dead ends, and rough terrain, but every wrong turn still moves you forward if you learn from it. So stop fearing failure. Start respecting it. It's not your enemy. It's your trainer. It's not there to stop you. It's there to prepare you. Learn fast. Don't complain. Don't blame. Grow. Because failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of it. Build a strong team by embracing people better than you. One of the biggest mistakes people make on the path to success is trying to do everything alone. They believe they have to be the smartest, the fastest, the strongest. They believe that showing weakness or asking for help makes them look small, but the truth is just the opposite. Real strength is not in doing everything yourself. Real strength is in building a team that can do more than you ever could alone. Many people are afraid to bring in others who are smarter or more talented than them. They fear being replaced. They fear being overshadowed. But those who fear being outshined will never build anything that shines at all. Leadership is not about being the best at everything. It's about finding the best in others and giving them space to shine. If you are always the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You should surround yourself with people who challenge your thinking, who bring new ideas, who see things from a different angle. These people may argue with you. They may correct you. That's good, because iron sharpens iron. And comfort never built a great team. Great companies, great projects, great movements, they are all built on the foundation of great people, not just one star, but a constellation. The leader's job is not to do every task. The leader's job is to see the big picture, to cast the vision, and to gather the right people to help build it. It takes humility to say, I don't know how to do this, and then bring in someone who does. But that humility is what turns good ideas into great achievements. Many people confuse leadership with control. They want to tell everyone what to do. They want to be involved in every detail, but micromanagement kills creativity. It suffocates innovation. If you hire talented people and don't trust them, you waste their potential. True leadership empowers others. It gives them the freedom to think, to create, to take ownership. Building a strong team also means building trust. It means communicating clearly, listening actively, and creating an environment where people feel valued. A paycheck may bring someone in the door, but purpose and respect will keep them in the room. When your team knows you respect their input, they will give you their best ideas. When they know you care about their growth, they will go the extra mile. It's not always easy. Leading a team is not about avoiding conflict, it's about managing it with wisdom. You will have different personalities, different opinions, different work styles. That's normal. In fact, it's necessary. Diversity in thinking leads to better decisions. What matters is how you align that diversity around a common mission. Don't be afraid of people who are better than you. Welcome them, learn from them, partner with them. When your team succeeds, you succeed. A good leader takes the spotlight and points it at others. Because in the end, it's not about you, it's about what the team builds together. One of the greatest signs of a good leader is what happens when they are not in the room. Does the team fall apart, or does it continue to grow, continue to perform, continue to lead itself? If your presence is required every second for things to function, then you haven't built a team, you've built a dependency, and dependency is not leadership. If you want long-term success, invest in people. Mentor them, train them, encourage them, help them grow, even if one day they outgrow you. That's not a threat. That's a legacy. So ask yourself, who do I need on my team? Who is better than me in the areas I'm weak? Who can I bring in not to follow me, but to join me in building something bigger? Because success is not a solo act. It's a symphony, and the leader's role is not to play every instrument, but to make sure every musician plays their part with excellence, harmony, and heart. Surround yourself with greatness, and together build something that will last. Start small, think big, move fast. Success doesn't begin with a grand stage or a massive crowd. It doesn't begin with investors, media coverage, or global attention. It starts with a single step, a small action, an idea that refuses to stay silent. One of the biggest myths people believe is that you need everything figured out before you begin. That is not true. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need the courage to take the first step. Every great company you see today started as something small. In a garage, a small apartment, a school dorm, or even a rented room. It was small in size, small in resources, and small in recognition. But what made it powerful was the mindset behind it. The people behind those beginnings didn't think small, they dreamed big. They believed that the small thing they were building could one day impact millions. And because they believed it, they worked like it. You don't need to wait until you have more money. You don't need to wait until you have a perfect team or a perfect product. You don't need to wait for the right time. The right time is now. The key is to begin with what you have and where you are. Use what is in your hand. Start with what you know. It may not look impressive, but it's a seed, and every big tree begins with a seed. But starting small doesn't mean staying small in thinking. A small start with a small mindset leads to a dead end. A small start with a big vision opens the door to growth. Think about where you want to go. Visualize the future. See the bigger picture, even when you're still stuck in the early details. Dream big, but act daily. Vision without action is just imagination, but vision with bold steps becomes transformation. Thinking big is not about greed or ego, it's about purpose. It's about building something that matters, something that lasts, something that serves. When you think big, you stop settling for survival and start aiming for significance. You stop asking, what can I get? And start asking, what can I build that helps others? That shift in thinking attracts people, resources, and opportunities. And once you've started and your vision is clear, move fast. Speed matters, not because you're in a race with others, but because you're in a race with time. The world is changing rapidly. Technology is evolving. Markets are shifting. What works today may not work tomorrow, so you have to stay alert, adaptable, and ready to move. The faster you test your ideas, the faster you learn. The faster you make decisions, the faster you grow. Now, moving fast doesn't mean rushing. It means moving with clarity and decisiveness. It means acting before fear slows you down. It means launching the version you can today and improving as you go. Waiting for perfection is the enemy of progress. If you keep fixing and polishing forever, you'll miss your moment. Release it, learn from feedback, and keep improving. You will make mistakes. You might launch too early. You might fail a few times, but that's part of the process. Action creates momentum, and momentum creates confidence. You'll never feel fully ready, but readiness comes with movement. Start where you are, and as you move, the path becomes clearer. Start small, but stay committed. Think big, but stay grounded. Move fast, but stay focused. This is the rhythm of real progress. Don't get distracted by comparison. Don't get discouraged by early results. Every big wave starts as a ripple. What matters is that you start, you grow, you adjust, and you don't stop. People often ask, what if I fail? The better question is, what if you never try? Starting small costs less than living with regret. Thinking big brings clarity to chaos. Moving fast keeps your dream alive. Together, these three forces create the foundation for anything meaningful and lasting. So whatever is in your heart to do, begin now. It's okay if it looks small. It's okay if nobody claps at first. Keep building, keep dreaming, keep moving, because what starts small with bold vision and fast execution has the potential to become unstoppable.